Yes.
two questions to ask you. And
Yes,
this
sir.
comes from my own real ground practice. Stable
Mm,
pressure is what you're saying. This will deliver.
mm,
But you
mm,
know what we do is that the pipeline that goes into my street, we have
mm,
three options to take it to our house.
mm,
One at the top of the pipeline, the
mm,
second in the middle of the pipeline, and the third at the bottom of the pipeline.
mm,
This
mm,
is going on all over. We know
mm,
how the game is strict. Well, pressurized
mm,
system
mm,
that you are advocating, which sounds
mm.
very logical to me. Can it be?
Yes,
Can
sir.
it be? Can this kind of tweaking on the ground that we play with
Mm,
to get sufficient
mm.
water to our house is done, right? Or is that
Yes, yes.
eliminated, or will it continue to be business as usual? In which case, all this would be leading to us still
Mm,
bribing the guy to put our pipeline at the bottom. Yeah, that's my
correct.
first. The
Yes, sir.
second is the claim of saving energy,
Mm,
right? Saving, then I want you to look at it slightly wider than
mm,
the municipality,
correct.
especially because you're talking about rural households where drinking water is now coming in.
Mm, mm,
My first question is, why can't the water be pumped at least 30, 40 feet up so that
mm,
we don't have to waste money
mm,
on us further putting it into a sub, which is a capex, and then
mm,
maintaining it and then pumping it up, right?
mm,
So how would you claim a 20% reduction? System wise, yes. But if
mm.
I'm a paying customer, I want to know
Correct.
how does this cost in its entirety behave? So that
Mm.
I also think what you're saying is useful for revenue paying customers like me. Thank
Okay. Right, sir. Answering to your first question, you are correct. When it is a gravity main systems, I think taking up water from bottom, side, and top will actually make a difference. But when I'm actually pumping it, the water will be completely the pipe will be basically full, so you can actually take it anywhere. Secondly, why I was actually talking about a constant pressure, but not at the pumping station. The constant pressure is at the consumer end, which is the residual pressure. At the pumping station, the quantum of water and your head will vary proportionately based on the demand, which the pumping system will learn maybe when it operates for a 30 days period. So this is answering your first question, sir. Second question is, you are talking about the entirety of it. Yes. In most of the cases, what we see and we hear, the source is shared by many cities or many areas basically. So there'll be one source, and they'll be sharing this particular source to different rural villages. So in that particular condition, maybe yes, during 2 hours it will go to this reservoir. There it will be stored, and the pumps will be transferred. And when you don't have that particular sharing sources, we can also directly pump from the borewells into the networks as well. So in that way, as you rightly told, the entirety will be considered, and based on that, the power savings will be seen. Hope I answered your question, sir. Both the
you. No, fine.
questions.
So that just means that the
Yeah.
cost of water will come down for us, both capex
Yes.
and opex.
Exactly, sir. Yes. Perfect. Because you are completely eliminating the overhead tank, and you're also eliminating a pumping station and all those things.
And a
But
sum.
when you have a yeah, a sump basically. Yes. So when you have a dedicated source, you can minimize to a very great extent. But generally in India, if you see, that source is shared by different rural networks basically. So in that case only, we are actually having a reservoir, and from that reservoir it is actually pumped to the different DMAs. Yeah.
Just one last question. Since you're using
Yes.
sensors, and we
Mm,
always hear of sewage water and drinking
mm,
water getting messed up
mm.
in
Correct.
places, will sensors track that? Say that there is a sewage contamination or something like that. I mean, because that's a
Hmm.
reality we are all facing.
Yes, yes. Sir, the sensors which we are actually using will track only two things. One is pressure and flow. But as you rightly told, in Europe, I have seen a sensor which is actually tracking the residual chlorine also. So in that case, I think if we bring that here, we will surely know whether how the residual chlorine is. If we maintain that residual chlorine, I think I'm sure that there is no contamination in the water. So that is how we have seen systems in Europe basically. So that yes, we can bring it here. But answering to your question exactly if there is a sewage contamination or not, no. As of now, I have not come across any sensor which could see that.